everyone. Welcome to Tiara Tuesday. My name is Brittany, and I'm so excited to bring you this episode on Catherine's jewelry. But I did want to make a note real quick before it began, because I actually filmed this and had it all edited and ready to go on Friday, right before Catherine's announcement. And as I was about to press the publish button, obviously she came out and revealed her recent cancer diagnosis. So I made the decision to hold off on publishing this episode until today. So I hope you guys really enjoy it. And I look forward to seeing your reaction to some of the most beautiful pieces Catherine has worn within the British collection. Catherine, the Princess of Wales, may have been out of the media spotlight, but I think we can all still appreciate some of the gorgeous pieces that she has worn from the royal collection. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Royal Fashion News. And today is Tiara Tuesday. My name is Brittany. And today we're going to talk about a couple of pieces, specifically 5 that I've chosen that the Princess of Wales has worn from the royal collection. We have discussed her tiaras at various points, and I just thought it would be so fun to talk about her jewelry, because we have been sans Catherine for far too long, and hopefully she'll be back here within the next several weeks. But in the meantime, I thought it would be a great opportunity to share some of the most impressive pieces that she has worn from the royal collection. Some have quite an extensive history, some not so much, but it is always fun to look at these great, beautiful, and historic pieces that have existed within the British collection, because it is one of the best in the world, and Catherine has been able to grace us with some of the most beautiful pieces. So let's begin first with, and I feel like this one I love mostly because the jacket is awesome. It's this Holland Cooper tartan coat here, but she is wearing sapphire and diamond earrings belonging to Her Majesty the Queen. And these were a gift from the Sheikh Rashad of Dubai when she visited there in 1979. And there is a matching necklace to this set. And these earrings, I'm not sure how often she has worn these as well, but they have been quite locked within the royal collection. We haven't seen them much. And so to see them on Catherine at an event in Scotland was just such a lovely surprise, in addition to her Holland Cooper coat there, which I still love the color of that, and I think it's awesome. And I want a Holland Cooper coat myself at one point. I still want sort of that one, but there's other ones I have my eye on as well. And so just a little bit of history of this piece. Like we said, it was given to the Queen in 1979, and it was made by Asbury. Features large sapphires with diamonds all around. It was very ornate, and it has been reported, according to Leslie Field, that when the Queen saw these pieces for the first time, she quote unquote exclaimed in amazement when she saw it. So these obviously caught the Queen's eye, yet at the same time, she didn't wear them much. Trying to think if she has a sapphire necklace that could compete quite as much with this, and nothing really comes to mind off the top of my head. So I'm hoping that not only have we seen Catherine wear the earrings, but perhaps the necklace is in her possession as well. There seems to be a concerted effort in many ways for Catherine to have some of the sapphires from the royal collection, because obviously her very famous engagement ring features a sapphire. Okay, so next one we're going to talk about is the Edinburgh wedding bracelet. And so this was given to Her Majesty the Queen by the Duke of Edinburgh on the occasion of their wedding in 1947. It features 3 brilliant stones surrounded by smaller pave set diamonds. And this is quite a stunning piece of jewelry, I have to say. It's large, but it's impressive. And apparently it was designed by jeweler Philip Antrobus, and it was made from a tiara that belonged to his mother, Princess Alice. And Catherine wore this to the BAFTAs and to other events as well, I believe to a state visit too. And it is, again, a stunning piece. And I feel like Catherine doesn't generally gravitate towards more extravagant royal jewelry, so it's always great to see her in some of the more gorgeous historic pieces within the collection. And I think the connection to the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh for the occasion of their wedding is just very sweet. All right, next one I chose is one that I've always sort of kind of liked, and that is Queen Elizabeth's Canadian maple leaf brooch. I just think this piece is very simple and yet very beautiful and elegant too. So it was given to Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, on the occasion of her first state visit with her husband, King George VI, to Canada. Yes, big surprise there. The Queen wore it while traveling to North America in the Empress of Australia ship, because back in the day, you traveled via ship. And actually, my grandmother, who went across the Atlantic to join my grandfather in Europe after the war for a bit because he was serving that post-time period slightly. Anyway, she actually traveled via ship as well, and she's given me her tickets and other information, which I thought was very, very cool. And so this was loaned, of course, to Princess Elizabeth for her first visit to Canada. It seems very weird to think of Her Majesty the Queen as a princess because she seemed to be that for such a short period of time in some ways. Catherine also wore this on both her visits to Canada, including her first visit. And I do have to say, I've always loved Catherine's white dress and her red maple leaf hat. I just always thought those were so great. And there's a purse that she wore that's sort of shaped like a taco. And a royal forum I followed at the time, somebody had that little thing as their avatar. It said, taco, taco purse. I just want to be a taco purse. So I just sort of love that outfit and the little jingle that went along with it. So I just think this is a beautiful piece. It was also made by Asprey. And Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, often wore it during the war as well, World War II. So she would wear it sometimes in her hat in different locations while she was touring around various facilities, trying to uplift people during the conflict. It has also been worn by Queen Camilla. And when it comes to Catherine herself, she was also gifted a brooch. So I'm kind of sad we didn't see it on her second trip back to Canada. Hopefully we'll see it at some point in the future. She was given a polar bear platinum and diamond brooch made by Harry Winston, and it features 302 diamonds. Prince William also got a matching set of cufflinks. I think especially with their conservation efforts, it would be marvelous if Catherine wore this at an upcoming Earthshot Prize event. I think that would be the perfect occasion to wear it. And it was gifted to them by the Premier of the Northern Territory. So I'm, again, really hoping we see this one sometime soon, but I do absolutely love the maple leaf. Can't wait to see it again. It's such a classic piece. All right, and next one we have one of the older pieces that Catherine has worn from the royal collection, and this is Queen Alexandra's wedding necklace. It was made by Gerard for Princess Alexandra of Denmark by her future husband Albert Edward, who was the Prince of Wales, so obviously the future king. And apparently it was featured in the W.H. Russell souvenir wedding brochure, which shared all of the royal gifts given to the lovely couple. I actually did briefly look for that on eBay. It is not for sale there, but if it ever comes up, please let me know because I would love to check that out. Anyways, so it may have been inspired, and the creation of this may have been inspired by the pearl and diamond parure made by Lemonnier and Kramer, and was part of a wedding gift given to Emperor Napoleon III and his wife, Empress Eugenie, in 1853. So Albert Edward was actually in France in 1855, and so he had an opportunity to perhaps see this and was inspired by it. It's a very beautiful and delicate piece. Apparently, it was one of the favorites of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother. She wore it quite frequently, and Her Majesty the Queen inherited it after her mother died. It is also similar to the Dagmar necklace that was also Alexandra's and given to her by the King of Denmark, which would be her father's. And actually, the Queen has not worn this necklace much. It is very ornate, very unique and interesting. You also had the iconography there that seems more orthodox in terms of its heritage than Protestant Christian. So that is sort of very unique about it. I would love to see that piece actually with a really open neckline. I think that would look incredibly amazing, especially if you did it to like an event at like Hampton Court Palace or something and it was a sort of a medieval reenactment of something. I think that would be great. And so unfortunately though, the tiara that was part of this set, because in addition to the necklace itself, there was a diamond tiara, brooch, and earrings. Unfortunately, the diamond tiara was dismantled. So we do no longer have that, but you can see what that tiara looks like here, which is quite sad. I feel like some of the tiaras we've lost within the British collection just make me sad. So we will get on to our next and final one. And I think we'll do maybe a part 2 of this next week. And so this is the Nizam of Hyderabad necklace. So this was a wedding gift from the Nizam of Hyderabad. Yes, I stumbled over that. Who ruled in a province of India. And so she was famously given free reign in Cartier to pick out whatever wedding gift she wanted, because at this point the Nizam was one of the wealthiest people in the world, and so she could pick out whatever she wanted from Cartier. She chose this in addition to, I believe, a couple of brooches and a tiara as well. Sadly, very, very sadly, that tiara, which was very pretty, was dismantled and replaced with a Burmese ruby tiara, which is a crime against tiaras. Burmese ruby tiara, in my opinion, is not that beautiful, and the other tiara was much more beautiful. So it is actually considered one of the most expensive pieces of jewelry the Queen personally owns. So it is very, very stunning. And it looks great, I think, with a deep V neckline. Catherine has worn this a couple of times. And the first time the Queen wore this with the tiara that she chose was to the Royal Variety performance at the London Palladium in 1952. And I tried to find a video of this and I could not, and I was very sad. Because I like to find videos to show you, and I love looking at the old videos of the Hollywood glamour and the royalty, and you just feel, you feel the missingness of the Hollywood glamour that used to exist. And it's just so fun to go back in time because they've been able to really improve a lot of that video quality. And so this particular necklace was made in 1935 and sold to an unknown buyer in 1936, yet it made its way back to Cartier by 1937. So it didn't end up with the other person who purchased it for very long, and so Cartier was able to resell it. And according to the Queen's Diamonds, the Pave set center with detached double-dropped pendant incorporating 13 emerald-cut diamonds and a pear-shaped drop, the chain of 38 brilliant-cut open-back colettes with an elongated oval brilliant set snap. And this piece, again, is stunning, guys. And we've seen this a couple of times from Catherine. The first time was when she went to the National Portrait Gallery. And I did think at the time, and I still think this is kind of true, that the dress was sort of somewhat casual, and so she had this brilliant necklace on, and then her hair is kind of oddly styled and seemed a bit messy, so I sort of wish she had done a different maybe updo with that, because that necklace really, really does deserve to be completely shown off. But I think in her second attempt to wear it, Catherine did much better, at least in the styling, and that is obviously with her Alexandra McQueen gown here. We don't have great shots of this, but she did wear this necklace in addition to the Queen Mary's lover's knot tiara, although I do feel like the necklace almost gets lost in the neckline. So I've been iffy on Catherine's attempts to wear this necklace, but I do think it's gorgeous. And I really appreciate when we can see some of these pieces being taken out of the vault, because sometimes it seems like that doesn't happen very much. I feel like some other families have a lot more consistent occasions. I think the Brits, because the Queen, obviously in her later years, had been very ill, there weren't a lot of foreign abroad royal trips. And obviously now with the King being sick, I can't think of when the next state visit will be. They are probably planning it. I don't know when that will be. There were rumors that His Majesty King Charles would go to the Netherlands for a state visit at some point. I don't know if that's still in the running or not. He still does need to go to Canada and Australia, two of the biggest Commonwealth nations. And so I feel like there has been very few opportunities for the Brits to really bust things out of the vault compared to some of the other royal families. But I am very much looking forward to hopefully seeing Catherine yet again, and also seeing her dip her toe more and more into the British collection. So guys, let me know what you think of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you soon. Bye.
We don't count the carats, we count the centuries.